rising in this country, families paying more for groceries, used cars, and medical bills. President Trump tonight blaming President Biden. These new numbers show this inflation challenge will be front and center for this president, too. Here's our chief economics correspondent, Rebecca Jarvis.
Tonight, inflation going up. American families spending more at the grocery store. It comes after President Trump campaigned on lowering prices and ending inflation on day one.
Starting on day one, we will end inflation. We will end inflation and we will make America affordable again.
Today, the president blaming January's inflation on his predecessor, writing, Biden inflation up. The new rate, now 3%, shows lowering prices won't be an easy task. Americans are paying more for food, energy, medical bills, car insurance, and repairs.
Food and gas, it all comes out of the same pocket.
I have to cut back. I cut back on a lot of stuff.
Those grocery bills driven up in large part by the bird flu. The cost of eggs soaring 15% in just a month.
I'm very concerned. I'm already seeing price differences in there. Things like coffee and eggs, pet food even.
Today's snapshot of prices taken before the Trump administration's tariffs on China, steel, and aluminum imports took effect. Tom Maioli owns a car dealership in New Jersey. He says he supports the president, but told our Elizabeth Schulze, tariffs mean higher prices.
If those tariffs go up,
yes,
what does that mean for you as a business?
Well, listen, at the end of the day, we have to pass that on to the consumer. We have an overhead. We have to cover our expenses. We have employees, health insurance plans.
The president also calling on the Fed today to cut interest rates, but that's unlikely to happen anytime soon. Fed Chair Powell telling Congress today he's not in a hurry to do that, as cutting interest rates can actually drive prices higher. Today's report reinforcing just what a challenge it will be, David, to get inflation back to normal.
Giving all praises to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua, B'Hashem HaRachwadash. And double honors to our apostles and elders here at Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the Lord's hopefully elect. So there's a lot of videos of people making TikToks saying how they regretted their vote for Trump because they believed the man when he said that he would end inflation. They believed him when he said that the moment he get in office, costs of groceries are going to go down. They believed this man when he said that he was going to undo everything that Biden did and that he was going to make life affordable. Like he said, make America affordable again. And a lot of you people believed it. Thou fool. You don't understand what time you're living in. Like, if you have any idea how the economy works, then you would know that you just can't end inflation. You just can't bring prices down because of a system that's set up going back to the Federal Reserve. Right? The Federal Reserve was set up to control people, to control you. When they did away with the gold standard, they eliminated any other alternative, the actual real money, which is gold and silver. So that now you're forced to use the Federal Reserve. And the Federal Reserve was established upon debt. That's the whole economy. That's the American economy. And the IRS was established by the Federal Reserve to ensure that the commodity or the slaves will go out there and make the money back for America, because America is just a corporation. It's all about business. It's in debt to the Federal Reserve, which is the international bankers, and this is a design instilled in the system, ingrained in the system, to perpetuate slavery, servitude. So prices really will never go down because you don't understand how the economy works. But that just goes to show you how simple the American people are, because all it took was for him to go up there and say something so, how do you say, you could damn near say impossible to achieve. And that's all it took was for you all to get out there and vote and put your trust in the devil. And you have no idea how this man operates. The wicked elite, this is how they operate. They operate on the left-hand side. The left or the right, it does not matter. They have a goal in mind. That's why you can't find a single president that's ever been a president that has not had a mind of their own. Or shall I say that has not, you haven't had a single president up there that had a mind of his own And you haven't had a single president up there that has not moved forward with the agenda. No matter who gets in office, the agenda is the same. It's controlled. Left, right, left wing, right wing is controlled. It's called controlled opposition. And you might say, well, what's the point of that? Well, the point is to give you people a false sense of a belief that you actually dictate or control how the outcome of your society. Because the people at work here, the wicked elite, is a small people. They know that they are outnumbered by the masses. So they have to deceive you into believing that the best course of action will be really what they say. But they have to give you the illusion that you actually control or dictate like what happens that goes on. It's a lie. The presidential debate, the election, it's all pre-selected. Your vote does not matter. They have the electoral colleges. The electoral colleges are the ones that get the final say. Case in point, Hillary Clinton won the popular vote over Donald Trump, but Donald Trump got the office. Even this time, it was more than just Kamala Harris and Donald Trump that was running for president. You had like 5 or 6 other electors, and they got thousands of votes. But in the end, it all boiled down to who? Kamala and Trump. They're the only 2 that got votes, showing your vote doesn't matter. But you still will believe that, okay, well then Trump's got to go and he's going to go in there and do what he said. Thou fool. Like, at what point are you going to realize that you don't own or control nothing? Really, all of that is controlled by the left hand wicked elites, the Edomites, okay, the so-called white man. In particular, chiefly, they're the chief tribe of Amalek. The chief tribe of Esau, which is Amalek. That's the 1948ers, the small hats. They're the ones that control all of this. The book of Revelation, chapter 13. This is why the understanding of the book of Revelation is very important, especially the 13th chapter, the 12th chapter, the 9th chapter, the 20th chapter, the whole book, but especially Revelation 13 is very important because you people fell for it. Revelation 13, verse 11, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. The 2 horns like a lamb. That's your left wing, your right wing. That's your Democrats and Republicans. And in the ancient Roman Empire, they were known as the plebeians and the patricians. 2 political parties that gives you the illusion that you control, the people control, while all the while, every step of the way, every bill or law that's passed is one step closer to this new world order system they want to establish, which is going to lead to the RFID microchip, which is known as the mark of the beast. You've all been played. Does not matter which route you take, the result is the same. It's all pre-selected. You don't get a say in anything, but they have to deceive you to make you believe and point the finger at each other. So now you're just saying, well, that's what all those people who voted for Donald Trump, I hope you get what you deserve. I hope you get what you as if they actually controlled anything in the first place. But you see, that's the deception, because now you guys are pointing fingers at each other and you're not really seeing the system for what it is. You're not really seeing that you're being played. And a lot of you, Israelites in particular, choose to ignore this fact. You know, you head in the sand, Israelites. I'm going to just pretend like everything that's happening in the world doesn't concern me or doesn't have to concern about me, won't concern me at all. And I'm just going to pretend like everything's fine. You know that meme with the dog and everything's around him on fire, but he's sitting there like, yeah, this is fine. That's you head in the sand, Israelites that don't want to acknowledge that the RFID microchip is the mark of the beast and that they are moving forward to their agenda. Like, that's why it says 2 horns like a lamb, but spake as a dragon. These are the words they speak. The lamb is the illusion of a docile creature coming for your aid, for your benefit. The idea that you get to decide. All you got to do is go vote. Vote for this candidate, vote for that candidate when they're already handpicked. Part of the miracles of the devil is to use his deceivableness, his deception, his strength. The wicked elite, they're making the moves, and they are coming to establish their final laws to put people in slavery. Let's go to another video. These are the things that they're saying openly.
Genetic editing, just as an example, it's you who are changed, and of course this has a big impact on your identity.
And offers certain kinds of possibilities that have to be careful about. You know, when you began to do that kind of gene editing, some people worry that you are changing what it means to be human.
That's the problem. Of course, the new industrial revolution offers us many opportunities, but it raises manifold questions on the ethical, but even legal implications. And we have to be prepared for it, and that's what we want to do in Davos next year. So this fourth industrial revolution is, it doesn't change what you are doing, it changes you. If you take genetic editing, just as an example, it's you who are changed.
Everything.
Now let's hear this devil speak a little bit. Come on, now you don't want to play. What the heck?
Genetic editing
in the history of humanity. This will be the greatest revolution in biology since the very beginning of life 4 billion years ago. For 4 billion years, nothing fundamental changed in the basic rules of the game of life. All of life, for 4 billion years, dinosaurs, amoebas, tomatoes, humans, all of life was subject to the laws of natural selection and to the laws of organic biochemistry. But this is now about to change. Science is replacing evolution by natural selection with evolution by intelligent design. Not the intelligent design of some god above the clouds, but our intelligent design and the intelligent design of our clouds. The IBM cloud, the Microsoft cloud, these are the new driving forces of evolution.
Now, this is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 5. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, and now ye know that withholdeth he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord Yahweh shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. This mystery of iniquity that's going to be revealed is going to be acknowledged as the son of the wicked, the vessel of dishonor. That man is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, as well as the so-called Jewish man. These people you see speaking, these are handpicked and anointed on the left-hand side by Satan, which is all ordained by the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, to do what it is that they want to do. All these devils speaking these words, these evil, fierce words, they speak like a dragon. The things they speak are fierce, yet they have this appearance of like a lamb. This is for the betterment of the world. This is for the betterment of the creation. That's the power of the deception. The power of the deception is to slowly get you integrated into being okay with bowing down to the devil. Well, they said this is for our benefit. Yeah, well, they said the earth is dying. They said we need to do this. That's the deception. And they are on the forefront. All of the anointed on the left-hand side, they are on the forefront, and they are doing their job to deceive, to get ready to establish a new system. And all of you Americans out there are going to fall for it because you still believe your vote matters. You still believe your vote counts. You wonder why the price of eggs didn't go down because Trump said he would. You're so out of the game because you still actually think that he could control anything. You still think your vote, you think he can control anything. You don't even know how your own money system works. This man is coming to do away with normal food, feed you lab-grown 3D printed food, give you jabs, and put a chip in you. And he's doing every step of the way by this working of Satan. Psalm 64 verse 2, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. You see, that's their ammunition, their bitter words. The things they speak is fierce. It's like a dragon. It's like a damn snake. This is their strength. Their strength is the deception. Psalms 10, verse 4, the wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after Yahweh. Yahweh is not in all his thoughts. What that devil just say? Yuval, which is an Amalekite, and the Sodomite. What he just say? Not the Most High, some God above the clouds, but we're going to be the guys. So they name these things like clouds and all these things to imitate the Most High. The Georgia Guidestones are their 10 laws written on stone to imitate the Most High and to mock the Most High. The chip is their form of the mark, which Ezekiel 9 tells you that the elect are received with the mark of exemption from judgment. They're coming with their own mark. Except it's going to be a physical mark, because Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is spiritual and Esau Edom is carnal. They're not thinking about the Most High. They're trying to be like him and mock him. And then they're coming to put you in slavery by way of that chip. It says, his ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above, out of his sight. As for his enemies, he puffeth at them. He has said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. That's all they speak. Evil, bitter words. That's like when that devil Klaus Schwab, when they mentioned, he said, the concern is that we won't be human. He basically just said, well, you just better get ready. He didn't say, oh, I understand, and we got to be careful with that. He said, you get ready. So for you all out there who honestly think that your president is operating as his own person, and that he's going to fulfill the things he said, all he had to do was go up there and say a bunch of BS to get you all to believe, to follow what the next step. Everything that's happened, they're going to do it anyway. But the deception is that they have to deceive the people, because otherwise there can be an uproar, there could be a riot. And they're trying to deceive you as much as long as they possibly can until they establish this system where then at that point they could just be open with it. But it'll be too late because you didn't already surrender. That's the power of this devil. He's being revealed. The wicked, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, and chiefly Amalek, who works behind the scenes and hide the true intention. But the Lord is just flashing a flashlight so that the whole world can see. For you who believe, this is for you to get and to receive. Because at the end of the day, their goal is to bring the mark of the beast, which is that chip. You cannot take that. If you take it, you will be destroyed. This is why it's so important on who you're listening to. Let's just keep going from verse 12 in Revelation 13, verse 12. And he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, the Roman Empire, and causes the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, like nuclear missiles, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. The image of the beast is the Roman Empire system being back in effect, where all the power is surrendered to the emperor. And in this case, the emperor is the small wicked elite, a small select of people who control your every move. And this all goes back to digital currency. If they can control your access to money, then they can control you.
What underpins a world order is always the financial system. I was very privileged. My father was an advisor to Nixon when they came off the gold standard in '71, and so I was brought up with a kind of inside view of how very important the financial structure is to absolutely everything else. And what we're seeing in the world today, I think, is we are on the brink of a dramatic change where we are about to, and I'll say this boldly, we're about to abandon the traditional system of money and accounting and introduce a new one. And the new one, the new accounting, is what we call blockchain. It means digital. It means having a almost perfect record of every single transaction that happens in the economy, which will give us far greater clarity over what's going on. It also raises huge dangers in terms of the balance of power between states and citizens. In my opinion, we're going to need a digital constitution of human rights if we're going to have digital money. But also, this new money will be sovereign in nature. Most people think that digital money is crypto and private, but what I see are superpowers introducing digital currency. The Chinese were the first. The US is on the brink, I think, of moving in the same direction. The Europeans have committed to that as well. And the question is, will that new system of digital money and digital accounting accommodate the competing needs of the citizens of all these locations so that every human being has a chance to have a better life?
And you see, that's how they speak. And these are just so-called world leaders sitting before other leaders of other countries, and they're being deceived. You understand? That's how the beast works, slowly, and being deceived into agreeing to their own slaughter, to their own captivity, their own servitude. That's the spirit. That's the strength of the devil. Now, if their eyes were actually open and they knew that this devil was coming to set a snare, the moment she opens up her mouth, that entire crowd would not only boo her, they'll probably rush up there and put them down. You see, that's why, because they're outnumbered. That's why they have to deceive you. So if you call yourselves on the soil of Babylon the Great in America, wherever you are, and you honestly believe that you have to put your trust in your leaders to get things changed, you're still asleep, because you have no idea that they are all working for the wicked elite. They're just puppets. They don't have minds of their own. Their job is to crash the economy, make your life miserable, increase prices, put the squeeze on you, cause chaos, crash planes, derail trains, burn chicken farms, burn land, to get you in a panic and create havoc, so that when they offer the solution, such as digital currency, you will fall right in line to it like sheep to the slaughter, and agree with it, and then they're gonna put you in slavery once they eliminated all other forms of access of money, and they're going to use force, and they're going to force you to take that chip. If not, you are going to be put to death. That's why I just read, whoever would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. The image of the beast is the system, the Roman Empire system. Another fancy word, like I said, New World Order. It's not the image of Jesus Christ, no. Or Caesar Borgia. Verse 16, and he calls us all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom, let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 636. This chapter is very important to understand because it's happening as we speak. The anointed on the left-hand side are speaking and they are moving. All the while you still talking about some voting and you talking politics like something's going to change. You know what I'm saying? You talking about the price of groceries. Like, that just shows you're just so far lost. That's the least of your concern. The price of eggs. Wait till bread becomes $8. And all the while you're just going to what? Get mad at Trump? He's just a puppet. You need to be prepared to say, yep, this is what the prophecy's saying. It's going to get worse. I need to come back to the Lord now, get right, because we're going to need him in that day. And this devil is moving. All the anointed on the left-hand side are moving. You got the gates of hell, which is Antiochus, Yuval, the devil, Trump, the puppet, the devil, Nero, okay? Klaus Schwab, the devil, Amalek. They're making these moves, man. And all the while you're what? Playing games, going to Hebrew Israelite hip-hop battles, Hebrew Israelite barbecues, but you can't even break down Revelation 13th chapter. You guys are asleep. Head in the sand Israelites. Walk around, oh, it's not going to affect us. Oh, we don't have to worry about anything. You're being deceived by your false leaders. And pretty soon they're going to be reading Romans the 13th chapter to tell you to whatever they bring forth to go along with it. Then that's when you probably going to realize, man, we've been sold out by our leaders. But by then it's going to be too late for a lot of you. The Greek word there, mark, charagma. It says a stamp and imprinted mark. Of the mark stamped on the forehead or right hand as a badge of followers of the anti-Messiah. Mark branded upon horses. A thing carved, sculpture, graven work of idolatrous images. So this is something physical. Esau, Edom, he's a carnal man. Yahweh Shem Yahshua, he's a spiritual man. Yahweh Shah have a spiritual mark of attention. Esau, Edom is coming with his physical mark. It's not sin. I mean, taking the mark is sin. But if you take it, you're going to be destroyed. And we have to keep saying this over and over again. Because a lot of you want to, you've already made up your mind that if you got pressed, you'll just take it. Because the sitting and actually reflecting on what's to come is too big of a burden for you. You don't want to consider it because it's just too harsh. That's why you want to just think that Trump going to change something. A lot of you put your all in the Trump or Kamala because you honestly want them to try to steer the goal of these devils, steer America back on the right track. You see that the evil that awaits, and you wanted to put your trust in one of them to prevent it from happening. It's not going to happen, okay? This is prophetic. And you want to go into the mark of the beast, Jacob's trouble. You want to go in there technically blind, wool over your eyes, so it'll make your decision that much easier to take that chip when all hell breaks loose. Because you don't want to have to think what you're going to do in that day. Instead of building your faith now so that you can stand in that day and let the Lord provide for you, you don't want to think. So you're just going to tell yourself, oh, it's not the chip. It's not the chip. I'm not going to worry about what's going on in the news. I'm not even going to concern myself with that. The truth is too hard to bear. Well, just know the Lord is getting a message out there, because if you take that, no excuses will fly in that day. You're just going to be destroyed. Revelation 14:9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Do not take that chip. Shalom.